everyone. Thank you for joining me today on this Sunday morning for our hymn sing. I am Charles C. Hermanson. I am music director at Community Christian Church, and we are in my living room today, so thank you for joining me. It's we've had some rain off and on, but no big storms this weekend. So I hope if you have Memorial Day plans that the weather holds out for you wherever you are. It is Memorial Day weekend, and we take this time to remember those lost, not only those lost in military, but I know that for our church family, we recognize those members that have passed on. Or you might spend Memorial Day decorating grave sites, things like that. So, oh, hi, Lynn. Thank you for keeping me honest. It is afternoon, not morning. It's, I watched Pastor Tom's sermon. I've been up, but I guess in quarantine, time is kind of a figment of our imagination here. But I thank you for joining me today at this 1:30 time slot. And yes, so I hope you have a great Memorial Day. Keep in mind why we have this 3-day weekend. And I know it kind of may not feel like a 3-day weekend because of everything that's going on. But, take time and really be with the holiday. Oh, hi, Mom. Hi. Thank you for watching, Mom. So we have a list of 10 hymns like we always do. This is our 10th go around. So if you've watched for a while now, then you know that how we do this. So we have the 10 hymns, and then through request, we decide what we sing. And we have some great requests already, which I love, but don't feel like that is a sign that you shouldn't request if you haven't yet. So go ahead and comment. I'm reading your comments. Hi, Luann again. Yes. And so, make sure you let me know what you want to hear. So I have, oh, hi, Dorleen. So yes, I have a list of the 10 hymns, so let me go ahead and read them to you. So we have Sweet By and By, This Is My Father's World, Go Down Moses, Heavenly Sunlight, Come Thou Almighty King, Shall We Gather at the River, Since Jesus Came Into My Heart, I Shall Not Be Moved, Great Is Thy Faithfulness, and I Love Your Church, O God. So those are hymns, and so if you hear one that you want to sing, or if you missed that part where I'm talking, you can always go back and look at the post where all the hymns are listed. So you can let me know what you want to sing. But like I said, we already have great requests. I think we have 6 of them, and I just dropped the list. So bear with me as I pick that up. I'm butterfingers, as always. And so let's go ahead and get right into it. Our first hymn, our first request that we're going to be singing is Since Jesus Came Into My Heart. So Dorleen, I'm glad you're tuning in because you are one that requested this, as well as Jan Van Buskirk. So if you guys are listening, Dorleen, I know you are, but I hope that you're singing along because I think I also heard that some people may not be familiar with this song. I know that some of these songs, I didn't grow up singing, and so it's nice to learn some new ones. So that also means that maybe you guys need to carry this one. I'll do my best. We'll go ahead and flip this around and we'll get to singing. All right. Here we go. What a wonderful change in my life has been wrought since Jesus came into my heart. I have light in my soul for which long I had sought since Jesus came into my heart. Thank you all for joining me today. Miss Cunningham, Beverly, good to see you. Hugs to you as well. Won't it be a great time when we could all hug each other again? I know that, we're going to be starting church. We don't have a date, but we're doing everything to prepare, like getting better internet connection in the sanctuary so that we can, even when we do come back, we can still have streaming service through our Facebook page for those that don't feel comfortable coming back yet and things like that. So when we do come back, hugs are probably still going to be something that we give virtually or give an air hug, like an air high five. So we just have to know that the love is there, and we have to learn to show our love other ways. And we can do it. We absolutely can do it. I know we can. So just know that plans are in place to get back into that sanctuary that I know so many of us are missing. And if you feel like you want to do your part, I know that for our church, we're asking for, if you're crafty, I am not, but if you are crafty and you would like to make a face mask, I know a lot of people have been making face masks for neighbors and community. We're asking for collections so that when people come, if they don't have one and they'd like to show their love for their neighbor by wearing that we have some available to them. So we're going to keep on going. And our next request was requested by Debbie, Mavis, Karen, and Kay. So this is My Father's World, which is it's a classic one. I know my dad said, shouldn't you save that for Father's Day? All day is Father's Day and Mother's Day and all of that, right? So let me go ahead and I will flip this around and we'll get to singing. All right. That is a great song for this time of year with birds tweeting and flying all over the place and flowers in bloom. I'm sure so many of you have great flowers in your gardens. I have a few, but I don't have very much of a green thumb, so I'm sure yours are looking great though. And yes, so let's go ahead and we will keep going. Make sure you also, if you weren't able to tune in this morning, if you had plans this morning to watch Pastor Tom's Pastor Chat, that is still up there and you can go and visit that after this. Don't go anywhere yet. I want you here singing with me, but it will be there for you. Our next one was requested by Jan Van Buskirk. So it is Heavenly Sunlight. Oh, Luann, you love it. Yes, I love this time of year too. And there's so many hymns that correlate to this time of year. Heavenly Sunlight. It is a little cloudy, but I do see sunlight today, and I'm grateful for any sunlight we get, especially in tornado season, right? So Heavenly Sunlight. Let me go ahead and cue up our music. I'll flip this around. All right. This is another one that I had to learn. So maybe you guys remember it better. Here we go. Walking in sunlight, all of my journey, over the mountains, through the deep vale. Jesus has said, I'll never forsake me, promise divine that never can fail. Heavenly sunlight, flooding my soul with glory divine. Hallelujah, I am rejoicing, singing his praises, Jesus is mine. Shadows around me, shadows above me, never conceal my Savior and guide. He is the light, in him is no darkness, ever I'm walking close to his side. Heavenly sunlight, flooding my soul with glory divine. Hallelujah, I am rejoicing, singing his praises, Jesus is mine. In the bright sunlight, ever rejoicing, pressing my way to mansions above, singing his praises, gladly I'm walking in sunlight of love. Heavenly sunlight, flooding my soul with glory divine. Hallelujah, I am rejoicing, singing his praises, Jesus is mine. Are you rejoicing? Are you singing hallelujah? Even in cloudy days or COVID time, we have that sunshine. We have that light with us all the time. And that is such a great message for us to keep in our hearts, isn't it? Thank you to Ardith. This one, Since Jesus Came to My Heart, and also Sweet By and By are hymns that she actually had in her old hymnals. And so she was able to provide that, and not only provide that, but also provide the piano playing, which you know that as well as I do, that it would not be the same without that. So thanks so much to her for helping us make this happen. So we're going to keep on going, and our next hymn that was requested is Great Is Thy Faithfulness. And this is such a classic and was requested by so many of you. It was requested by Luann and Debbie and Karen. So if you guys are able to hear it either now or in the replay, make sure that you let me know, because I love knowing when you're singing along with me. There's so many great hymns that are we're available to do and available to sing because they're public domain. We are going to sing some that aren't public domain soon. So I know I've been keeping track of the ones that you've requested that aren't public domain yet. Like In the Bulb There's a Flower. That was requested, I think, by Dorleen by a different name, but the same hymn, and also Beverly. So what we'll probably do is that'll probably happen in the month of June sometime. So we still have some public domain hymns that we can get through still. And just because I think when we do the ones that are a bit newer, we can absolutely still sing them, but I may not be able to show the music like I have been doing. So it may be maybe where we just do lyrics or maybe do something else. We just kind of have to figure out what that one will look like. But for now, we're just going to do these public domain hymns. Oh, the pollen, yes. I'm doing a little better on my allergies, but I still am taking, medicine for it so I don't get behind on it. So yes. Okay, so our next hymn is Great Is Thy Faithfulness. So I'll go ahead and switch this around. All right. And great is thy faithfulness. It was actually just put in the public domain like last year, I think. So I'm goodness that it did, because I'm glad that we can sing it together. So here is Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness, O God, my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not, thy compassions, they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever wilt be. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Summer and winter and springtime and harvest, sun, moon, and stars in their courses above, join with all nature in manifold witness to thy great faithfulness, mercy, and love. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Pardon for sin and a peace that endureth, thy own dear presence to cheer and to guide, strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow. Blessings all mine with 10,000 beside. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Great. Thank you for singing with me and joining me this day. It's a great time. Oh, and also happy belated birthday to Pastor Tom. He had a birthday this week, and we always sang to him at the first of the month for all of our birthdays in May, but he needs to get a special happy birthday as well. So keep going on with our hymns. We have a request. Who is this requested by? This is requested by someone from the church. I'm not sure who, maybe Pastor Tom. There's a few people who post as the church, me sometimes, but not always. And so someone from the church requested it. Not sure who. Luann, you requested this one, and so did Debbie. So it's Shall We Gather at the River, which is such a fun one. So let me go ahead and I will turn this around and we'll get back to singing. All right, here we go. Shall we gather at the river where bright angel feet have trod, with guys for singing with me. I think we have one more request. So if you have a last minute request that you'd like to put in, absolutely let me know. It's never too late. But that being said, I know that sometimes that we don't get our request in, or maybe we watch it on the replay, we can't tune in right at 1:30 and you don't get your hymn sung, or you think about it later and say, oh, maybe I would have liked to sing that one. I know Karen wanted to hear Marching to Zion one time, and she watched it on the replay, so we didn't get her request in that time. So if you missed any hymn like that, do not worry, because starting in June, we're going to have, I think we'll have at least one more hymn sing, just how we have been doing it. And then we'll have kind of a last call for hymns that haven't been chosen through the weeks. And so we may have to do that more than 1 week, because so far we've done 95 hymns already. Now we've sang a lot of those, but there's still a lot of great hymns that haven't been chosen. So just bear with me on that. So when you see the last call and hymns that were already on the list, you'll know what's going on. Well, thank you guys so much for joining with me today. Our last request was requested by Luann and Karen, and it is Sweet By and By. And it's such a great hymn, and it reminds me of our choir at church, because earlier this year, I think it probably was one of our last times singing together, before we started working on Easter music, and you know how that went. But we sang a medley of some gospel songs, and Sweet By and By was one of those hymns. And so it makes me think of that time, and it makes me miss that choir being together, that fellowship with music. But I'm glad we have it now. I just wish I could hear your voices. And I know that when we meet, choir is probably going to have to be one of the last things to start back up, because of just the nature of needing to be closer than 12 feet apart and projecting and things like that. So that's okay. We hold those memories in our hearts and have hope and faith that that time will come again where we can do that. Just like we're doing, so we can meet in the sanctuary. And we are going to do that. And I hope that you keep a song in your heart this week. If you need help having a song in your heart, revisit this video. Or if you are thinking of someone, make sure you share it, and make sure you let them know that you're thinking of them. Make sure that you are giving yourself some way. If you are either submitting your offering through mailing it in, which is perfectly great. Thank you guys so much for mailing in your offerings, or to your church home, wherever that is. I know that churches really need it right now. And, oh, Luann. Yes, you can sing in whatever key you'd like at the top of your lungs. Also with offering, we have the Givelify app. There's a link to it in our Facebook page. It's kind of pinned to the top. It's the very first post you see. If you've used that, how did you like it? So let me know if you had trouble with it, or if it was easy breezy, and or maybe try it once. You can even just give $1 just to see what it's like and tell us how it went. Or give of yourself. Maybe make a face mask for the church, or call someone you love, someone from the church family that you haven't seen since we've been in person. One great thing about this time is I know that I've talked with a lot of people that I probably wouldn't have, old friends, and seeing how they're doing, keeping in touch. Use this opportunity to keep in touch, because I know the longer that things aren't quote unquote normal, that it gets harder for people. So keep everyone in your thoughts and prayers, and give of yourself and show God's love, because that's all about Tom's sermon today. Pastor Tom's sermon is we can't just wait and twiddle our thumbs. We need to show God's love while we're here right now. So let me go ahead and flip this around. We'll sing Sweet By and By. All right, let me get that. And here we go.
We shall meet on that beautiful shore.
champagne on that beautiful shore. Great, thank you for singing along with me today. I love having this time with you all. Make sure that you tune in next week, same time, same place. 1:30 on Community Christian Church Facebook page. And make sure that you share this, or maybe call someone that had a request that shared the same request as you, or maybe requested a song that you were glad to sing today. Make sure that you reach out to somebody and share God's love. Thank you guys, and I will see you next week. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Bye-bye.